Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely pumped you're tuning in. Today, we're looking at something that honestly might completely ruin your next beach vacation. We're diving headfirst into the ocean's hidden lethality. You know, we look out at the water and we see this peaceful, gorgeous expanse, right? But beneath the surface, the ocean has basically turned death into an exact science. We're going to count down 5 of the most lethal, terrifying, and perfectly engineered creatures swimming out there right now.
Okay, let's dive into this by challenging a pretty massive assumption. When you think of ocean danger, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? For almost all of us, it's a massive shark fin slicing through the water. But honestly, thinking sharks are the ultimate danger out there is missing the big picture entirely. You might be sitting there thinking the water is totally safe as long as there aren't sharks around, but the reality is way more terrifying. It's not safe. It never really was. Let's look at the actual facts.
The reality of what's actually dangerous out there is a total mismatch from our everyday human fears. We're about to look at creatures so perfectly engineered to kill, they frankly make great white sharks look like harmless little goldfish. We're talking about biological mechanisms that are just unbelievable. So let's get straight to it and look at our first example.
Number 1 on our list, small, brainless, and lethal, the box jellyfish.
Now, how does a creature with absolutely no brain and literally no heart manage to be the deadliest organism we're talking about today? It completely defies logic, right? But the box jellyfish kills more people every single year than sharks, crocodiles, and the highly venomous stonefish entirely combined. It's not even a close competition. It vastly outpaces creatures we usually think of as apex predators. So how exactly does a floating blob pull this off?
Well, the rapid, highly mechanized sequence of events that kicks off the second you brush against one is just staggering. Step 1, its tentacles, which can stretch an astonishing 10 feet long, make contact with your skin. Step 2, thousands of microscopic harpoons fire instantly. Step 3, those harpoons inject venom directly into your cardiovascular system. The terrifying result here, your heart can literally stop within 2 to 5 minutes. In most cases, you won't even make it back to the beach.
One survivor actually described the encounter as being, quote, set on fire from the inside. That gives you an idea of the sheer, unimaginable agony of this venom. And here's the bizarre, terrifying paradox of the box jellyfish. Get this. The creature actually has 24 eyes. 24. Yet it has absolutely zero brain to process the visual info they gather. Scientists still don't fully get how it functions. By all biological logic, it really shouldn't work. But it does, and it kills with terrifying efficiency. Moving right along to number 2, the invisible agony. 26. That's the magic number. That represents the lethal capacity of one single blue-ringed octopus. It packs enough venom to take out 26 adult humans. And the wildest part of the whole thing? It's only the size of a golf ball. It's beautiful, bright yellow with glowing blue rings. Honestly, it looks like a cute little children's bath toy. Totally harmless, right? I can assure you it is absolutely not. I want to walk you through these terrifying symptoms, because this is where the ocean really proves it isn't playing around. The venom from a blue-ringed octopus causes complete paralysis in a matter of minutes. Your muscles just stop working. Then your diaphragm stops functioning, which means you physically cannot breathe. But here is the true nightmare scenario. You're fully conscious. You are wide awake for the whole thing, completely trapped inside your own motionless body. And it gets worse. The absolute most terrifying part of the blue-ringed octopus, there's no antivenom. It doesn't exist. There is no magic chemical cure a doctor can give you. The absolute only way you survive is if someone is right there to physically breathe for you, keeping oxygen flowing to your brain until the toxin eventually clears out of your system. And that takes hours. If nobody's there to breathe for you, you die, fully aware of exactly what's happening. Golf ball sized, 26 humans, conscious paralysis. The ocean literally built this thing on purpose.
Okay, next up, the stonefish. The most venomous fish on the entire planet doesn't look like some scary monster with jagged teeth. It looks exactly like a rock. And well, that is exactly the problem. It just sits completely motionless on the ocean floor, camouflaged so perfectly that you'd step right on it long before your eyes ever registered it as a living thing. And they live right in shallow reefs and tide pools, the exact spots where people casually swim and explore every single day. It isn't actively hunting you, it's just waiting. Just imagine walking through a tide pool. You step on what looks like a smooth rock, and suddenly, boom, 13 dorsal spines instantly drive deep into your foot. That's the stonefish's delivery mechanism. 13 rigid, hypodermic needles.
injecting a toxin that forces your body into unimaginable trauma. Let me be completely clear here. This venom doesn't just hurt. It causes what's widely considered the worst pain a human being can physically experience. Victims rushed into the ER have literally begged doctors to amputate their legs just to make it stop. It relentlessly attacks your nervous system, massively destroys local tissue, and yeah, it can absolutely stop your heart entirely.
All right, number 3 on our list, the indiscriminate hunter.
If you ask a marine biologist which shark actually keeps them up at night, every single time, they're going to say the tiger shark. It systematically dismantles the great white's Hollywood reputation. See, a great white usually investigates its prey and often just swims away when it realizes we aren't seals. The tiger shark? Yeah, it doesn't do that. Its diet is completely non-selective. It eats everything. I'm talking license plates, tires, other sharks, humans. Scientists have found all of it in their stomachs. It attacks with zero hesitation and has one of the highest unprovoked attack rates out there.
We're talking 14 feet long, 1,400 pounds, and it features teeth uniquely designed to act like a saw, ripping through bone and flesh at the exact same time. Plus, unlike the great white that mostly sticks to deeper water, the tiger shark hunts right in shallow coastal areas, harbors, and reefs. They're hunting exactly where you're swimming. The great white might have the movie deals, but the tiger shark has the actual body count.
Moving along to number 4, breaking laws of physics.
So we've looked at giant sharks and highly toxic jellyfish, but now we're looking at a creature that literally breaks the laws of physics. Let's start with the scale here. It is shockingly tiny, just 2 inches long. No venom whatsoever, no massive teeth, absolutely no size to its advantage. Yet, the pistol shrimp possesses a lethal capability that forced marine scientists to study it for decades just to prove what they were seeing was actually real.
When the pistol shrimp snaps its specialized claw, it does it so incredibly fast that it creates a cavitation bubble. And for a fraction of a millisecond, that tiny bubble reaches 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me put that into perspective for you. The actual surface of our sun is about 9,940 degrees. This 2-inch shrimp gets astonishingly close to generating near-solar temperatures, right there in the ocean water.
This extreme heat and energy produce a mind-blowing phenomenon called sonoluminescence. It literally produces a flash of visible light out of pure sound. The shockwave from this pure sound stuns or outright kills the shrimp's prey instantly. It doesn't even need venom. It just uses a claw snap that momentarily touches the heat of a star. Like I said earlier, the ocean is not playing games. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to consider this stark contrast. We've just covered 5 distinct ways the ocean has turned death into an art form, from conscious paralysis to temperatures approaching the sun, mostly right in the shallows where we swim. But keep this in the back of your mind. The ocean covers 71% of our entire planet, and we've explored less than 20% of it. Over 80% remains completely unseen and totally unknown. These 5 creatures, this is just what we already know about. So, I'll leave you with this one provocative question to chew on. Imagine what we haven't found yet. What else is swimming out there in the dark? Always respect the water, folks.